So we're both back in the park now. The second part of the trail. That's one of the beauties about the Fen Edge, is that you can actually break it up into little sections. First video we parked the car in Queen's Gate, walked through, saw the fossils on the floor, checked the museum out, etc. And then this time we've parked the car in Stanground and we're going to walk back. So if we have a look at this sign here, this is Foundry Walk, and this will show us so far we've come from here, down here, past the cathedral, through the cloisters, down here, through the Bishop's Gardens, and we're currently here. And this is a 1973 map by Thomas I. So this is Foundry Walk, and I'll tell you all about it on the way up to the pedestrian crossing. Come on fella, let's go. Foundry Walk was named after Henry Penn. Mr. Penn ran a foundry near Lower Bridge Street more than 300 years ago, casting a peal of 10 bells for Bridge Cathedral. The bells recast from the old bells in around 1709. The 10 bells rang out for 100 years until the cathedral sold them to a local bell maker. The only surviving bell from Henry Penn's time was the cathedral clock tower bell. Today it chimes out as the clock chime and the 5-minute bell. Also within the walk, but not part of this trail within the city, you'll also find a 5-metre tall bell, totem poles and a planter. We're now standing outside the Lido, which officially opened on May the 28th, 1936 by the Mayor. On the 8th of June 1940, a German bomb damaged the northwest corner pavilion. So we're now walking down the side of the Lido, past the Key Theatre and onto the river. So we're down at Fenland Quay now, by the river. So we're looking across at Whitworth's flour mill. Built around 1840 by the Earl Fitzwilliam. In 1850, taken over by Cadge and Colman. I think it was 1936 it was taken over by the Whitworths. And we'll continue now to the bridge, and just before we get to it, branch up left. Come on mate, look up here now. Good lad. This part here of the section is actually on the 5-metre contour. We've got to remember as we're walking along here to keep looking back. We get some spectacular views of the cathedral. So we come up here now and cross Nene Bridge and head up to Fletton. We should see the church, there it is. And that's our finishing point. As we stand here now, we can see the football stadium, the train track going up to the station, and this way over to Cathedral, and in the middle there will be Queen's Gate. So we're now making our way down to Fletton Cemetery. The subsoil here is Oxford clay, the character of which led to the establishment of a large brickworks. The area gave its name to the Fletton Brick Company, and in the 19th century it eventually became the London Brick Company, famous for many of our British landmarks. But opposite us now is Fletton Cemetery. This opened in 1883. This part of the cemetery is predominantly Italian. In the 1950s and 60s, 3,000 Italian men, shortly after which 2,000 Italian women followed and took employment in this area. and we make our way now through the subway. So we're now approaching Stanground Road and the church. Late 19th century maps show a flattened spring rising in the west of the area that is now Orton Goldhay. Since the development of the area, the first sign of the spring is near Kelter Road, but it soon disappears again underground, re-emerging near flattened fields, before being fenced off again and eventually merging with Stanground Road in the east. So we're now looking at St John the Baptist Church, Stanground, built around 1300, or Standy Ground as it was known at the time of the Domesday Survey. As we approach it, we notice the boundary wall to the south enclosing of the churchyard, dating from about 17th–18th century.
Some things stand the test of time. London brick is one of them. For more than 140 years, it has been at the heart of our built environment. The original, sustainable construction material remains the bedrock of our past, our present, and our future. Our archive at the home of London brick, King's Dyke near Peterborough, has an unparalleled collection of documents and artefacts kept safe in the hands of a dedicated custodian, Andrew Mortlock.
How it all started off was I worked originally for London Brick. I started in 1967 as a messenger boy. I then completed 45 continuous years service.
It all started in 1877 when builder James McCallum Craig bought a property at auction near Peterborough known as Fletton Lodge. He decided the site was ideal for brickmaking and started a small company doing just that. Fast track nearly a century and a half, and that same brick with its iconic frog shape is present in approximately 23% of England's housing stock.